This week on Chicago Beer Pass, Nick and I are drinking some cans from More Brewing as we talk about the third Deepwood Series release at Revolution, and I make another trip out to Marz. All that and more on this week's episode. Here we are, hitting up events, drinking our way through Chicago beer, and trying not to miss a thing.
Yeah, because, the cork popped out, it flies like fucking 10 feet. We're like, yeah, let's do it.
All you have to do is add some fruit, stir it up, and ride that milkshake wave.
Whenever I see him, I gotta take a photo with the most decorated brewer in Chicago, Jonathan Cutler.
It'll be like the stuff you hear. You ever go to every time you go to Floyd's, all the music sounds like this. Raw, raw, raw.
Sometimes you want a small beer, but really, you want a big beer.
You gotta take in all those big aromatic hops.
Hey, what are you doing this weekend? Waiting in line for a bottle release?
You should have never been a fad. The black IPA is delicious.
Hey, and welcome to Chicago Beer Pass. I'm Brad Chmielewski.
Brad, what's up, man? I'm Nik White. Gotta turn these phones off, man.
I know, we're blowing up. The people want to get a hold of us. But, it's podcast time. We got beer. We got things to talk about. Yeah, it's time. Monday this week coming at you, so enjoy a full week of beer drinking before the holidays ahead.
Christmas already. Let's get it over with. No more Christmas songs, Brad.
No more?
Let's get it over with. We got 9 more days, baby.
Oh, really? I'm all for them. I like them.
All the cool ones they don't play on the radio. Like Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, or that one with the little Hispanic kid. Don't Date a Santa Claus. That one, that's a good one. I never heard that on the radio.
I don't know that one.
Oh, it's so good. Oh. Yeah.
Damn, okay. I gotta go deeper in my Christmas cuts.
Can we get some Christmas in Hollis from Run DMC? We can't get anything. All we get is the same one. Sorry.
But we have almost a Christmas, we have Hush of Night. That feels like it should be named a Christmas song, right?
Yeah, that's true.
This is from More. It's a milk stout with dark matter coffee.
Where's More? Villa Park.
Yeah.
Villa Park, hello. Man, so what do we got here? Guatemala and El Salvador?
Bourbon.
So, I think that's it's Bourbon if you're talking about the region for coffee, I believe, right?
Oh, so it's a coffee blend here, yeah. Yeah. Dark matter coffee. You really can't go wrong with dark matter coffee.
The people's choice, man. Big Hugs. The coffee came out recently.
Oh, that's right.
It reminded me, that beer, Big Hugs. They've been doing that for 11 years. This is year 11 of Big Hugs.
That's 11.
I'm pretty sure all of them have been with Dark Matter,
Yeah, they have. That was before Dark Matter was kind of blowing up, too.
Yeah.
Half Acre Crew was they were tight.
Yeah. The Floyds jumped on later, and now there's a lot of Dark Matter. If you see a coffee stout made locally, more than likely it's with Dark Matter. There are some exceptions, but...
Yeah, every now and then you'll see Marz uses Bridgeport coffee, because, they got to keep it local down there.
The Lake Effect guys, they use a Northwest roaster.
Okay.
Northwest side roaster. Super small, name escapes me.
Yeah. Well, and you want to stand out, right? If you have a coffee beer, although Dark Matter is great coffee, you want to make sure it tastes different or gives people a reason to try it, right?
Yeah. And I like when sometimes if I hear about some coffee roaster, I'm excited that I learned about a new roaster,
Yeah.
Because there's a handful. There's probably north of 5 in the city that roast.
Mm-hmm.
That, yeah.
Coffee cast. But yeah, I went out to More, so that's why we have cans, because can you get these in the store?
I don't know, man. I've never seen More stuff in the store.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have a distributor or not. But, yeah, that was one of my stops this week. I was out at the Oak Brook Mall over there, the outdoor mall.
Oh, right on. I've been there.
Yeah. And then you have a few brewery options when you're there. You have Scallywag.
Scallywag.
I
wasn't expecting you to say that.
Oh, yeah. Remember, I went there.
I remember this now, yeah.
You got it if you went one way, and then the other way is kind of Noon Whistle and More are basically...
Noon Whistle is what I was expecting you to say.
Yeah. I almost went to Noon Whistle. It took a lot for me not to go there, because I like Noon Whistle. I like their beer. but I hadn't been to More, and I didn't know what to expect.
Oh, like never.
Never.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I got to do it. It's right here. It's like the same distance. It's like 10, 15 minutes from Oak Brook. Both of them are.
Yeah.
You could really do both of them in like a 1-2 kind of stop. If you really wanted to. If you had someone else with you.
Yeah. What else is over there? There's another one in Villa Park, the old school one, Lunar.
Oh, Lunar, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going there.
Lunar gets no love. I got off the train in Villa Park and walked past Lunar to get to More, and I didn't think twice about going in Lunar. I mean,
yeah, we got to do an episode where we go to Lunars and Rams for like a month. You can only go to those spots, see what they got cooking. Have some Southwest egg rolls probably, and I don't know.
you're horrible, man.
Yeah, my first time at More, I didn't know what to expect. I knew they had food. I know they're super popular too.
Yeah.
I went in, then there was maybe 10 people there. So it was pretty quiet. This was even a Saturday night.
Yeah.
No, Sunday night. So Sunday around dinner time.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought there would have been a few more people in there, but maybe I was a little before people coming in, or, it's the holidays, so people are kind of out and about,
Yeah.
not hitting up the bars. There are not a lot of beers on at More.
It's more of the. You mean like. What's a beer, man? You mean like
Pale ale.
Okay.
There's no pale ales. There's not a classic IPA or American IPA.
Take your finest Hefeweizen, good sir.
No. They have a adjunct lager, which that was almost my call, but I was sort of like, I'm at More, I can't get that adjunct lager. Like, what is this? But they had two or three milkshakes. They had this milk stout, the Hush of Night, and like 2 or 3 New England haze things. And then the few guest taps, but I didn't, I skipped over that.
Yeah.
So that might have been where they were kind of filling in the holes of those beers.
Yeah.
I had this raspberry fuzzy, this milkshake IPA.
Okay.
It was good. It was milkshake IPA. It was fruity. It was thick, juicy. What you would expect from that, I guess. Like I had one beer. I had that, and was kind of like, I don't want another milkshake IPA, and I don't want a New England after that.
You a big one or
So
you a
I'm
little
out. I went normal size, like 10 or 13 ounce. I
Okay.
forget what their size is there. Yeah, but it's cool. Okay, I don't know. Have you ever been?
I went a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun place. I stood in line. I was one of my last
Oh,
times.
because you stood in line for.
Yeah, for I think it was Karma or Henna or one of those. Whichever one came out the same weekend as Dark Lord Day and opening ceremony, beer in the glass.
Right.
It was all the same 3-day period. It was yeah.
They
It was
got-
the worst of times, the best of times, and the worst of times.
They got the posters and the faux web medals up for the them winning the awards that they have.
Powerful 2-year run. Actually 3. Best in show 1 year, best in show runner up last year, I think, and then this year I think Roman Elephant, the barley wine, I think grabbed a medal.
Okay. Yeah, because you've talked about there being like this little trail.
Yeah,
next to play.
It's called the Great American Trail. It's like
Where is this trail at?
it's the Great American Trail, man.
There's like the train right there.
So I guess if you're coming, my directions are we're so far west. If there's no lake near, I don't know which way is east or west or whatever.
But it
would be a block.
If you're standing in front looking at More.
All right, so if you're standing in front of More, looking out, back to the door, it's to the left. Right next to the left, there's like a hardware store, and then there's the Great American Trail right there.
Really, I thought that was like train tracks.
It was decommissioned train tracks.
Oh, okay.
And now it's the Great American Trail.
Because it looked like there was like a little station there.
That's exactly. It's got the
all right.
overhanging sign as if it were a train. Yeah.
It was dark, so all I
No, you're not taking a Great American Trail to the dark, man.
Oh, okay. I pictured it heavily wooded, like the prairie path trail.
Yeah.
And so in my mind, when you've always talked about this, it's like some basically people camping in the woods kind of thing. There's like no trees there.
There's all right. It was at night, but 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, it all opens up, and it looks exactly like that. What we're describing.
Oh, woodsy.
Yeah, very woodsy. Very wooded trail. Folks are walking their dogs. There's houses with a bunch of trees.
It just looked like a quaint downtown there, like.
Yeah. Beautiful Villa Park, Illinois.
Yeah, it was kind of, they had a hardware store. Like, that's what? You don't even see that.
It's perfect for bottle releases, that little trail.
Okay.
They line you up on the trail, and then you snake your way through on the other side.
Okay.
And come around the front.
Yeah. If I was to go back, I would go to eat there. Like, that would be why I would go back. I wouldn't necessarily go back just to get beer. I would go back making sure I'm going to eat next time. But.
Yeah, they're doing good things. Burgers nice. Nashville hot sandwich nice. Very much in the way that Irving Park has,
Old Irving?
Yeah, Old Irving. Much in the way of how their food is just a good, nice compliment to what they're doing. It's kind of like that. Reminds you of that a little bit.
I guess. I feel like I've only had the big stouts from More, this beer, and a couple haze. But I would see myself I go to Old Irving just to have beers.
That's the difference. Yeah. Lately, I mean, I've seen, because they just changed brewers. So Eric, who was at Corridor,
okay,
yeah, he came over. But before, they would always sprinkle in a Pils or just a straight up IPA.
Yeah, it was just kind of. I was probably there on a week or a night that it just wasn't. They ran out, or it's going on next week, so it was just kind of like, what is this? This is a weird lineup. Like, why? I need a blueberry and a raspberry milkshake.
Like both, huh?
But it was cool. I'm digging this. I'm glad I picked up these cans. It's a nice beer.
This is cool. Yeah, I knew nothing about it till you brought it in. So
nice. And then this past week, we both made it to Revolution's Deep Woods.
Man, Deep Woods 3.
This was my first.
Right on. This was Brad's first time. I think I went to the first one. I don't know if I made it to the second one.
Okay.
But this time around was a VSOD, Right Way to Heaven.
Boss Jacket.
And Boss Jacket. Boss Jacket of the Whistle Pig, the Boss Hog barrels.
Okay.
So it's your English barley wine, the same as, I believe it's the same recipe as Straight Jacket. They just put it in a different barrel.
Okay.
Where Straight Jacket's going to be like straight up American whiskey
In a
barrel.
more expensive barrel.
It sounds like all of these Boss Hog series of Whistle Pigs, like 500 pop retail. I'm like, this can't be right. Because there's, they'll have different names. Like this one was the Boss Hog 4, which was the Spirit of Mauve, which was like, I think it was, if I got this right, an apple brandy cask that was then used as a bourbon barrel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but then they're all different. Like one of them's aged and finished in Japanese liqueur barrels, right? So each Boss Hog is different.
That's cool.
Yeah. So,
I honestly, I just don't drink enough whiskey to appreciate those differences. I can tell a good one versus a bad one, but it's a lot. That's a lot of whiskey to go through to try stuff. That's one great thing about beer is it's a small format. Whiskey is it's a commitment when you get a bottle.
That's true. $500 a bottle, or even if Buffalo Trace is like $25, $30 a bottle. You go a little higher than that. You're talking $60 a bottle for some of this stuff. The old Forster 1920 might be $65.
We were talking whiskey this weekend, and Mikey T works over at Virtue and Goose. He's saying Big Star is one of your best options to try. Big Star and Longman Eagle are two of your best options to try some of these really rare whiskeys at a decent price for a bar. Because you can get a 1 ounce pour for $20 or something, or $50, or you can just you can try some of these that you're not gonna maybe spend $500 a bottle on.
Yeah. And, low key, a place that was really good at, like, they industry nights usually, like, on Mondays and Tuesdays. But this place did industry night every night after, like, 9. It's a place in West Loop. God, is it still there? Fuck, I set this up and then forget. I'm drawing a blank on place. We used to always go there for chicken and waffles. It's, God damn, Brad. What's the name of
Chicken
this
and
place?
waffles in the West Loop.
Yeah. And this place had like a killer list. They had like Pappy 10 Year.
Oh, okay.
They had a lot of nice stuff on. God damn, it's gonna come back to me. I shouldn't have brought it up.
Okay.
Oh, but anyway, the reason I brought it up is because like if you got the industry night discount, everything was half off, including the whiskeys. And it just
that's
they
pretty
were
nice.
saying like, yo, you need to get in on this.
Yeah.
I was like, huh. My buddy knows.
Industry. Let's do it. But yeah, those Boss Hog barrels. Like, if you need the reference point, maybe go to Big Star or Longman and Eagle and check that out. See if they have that, so you can compare it to what you're getting from Revolution. That's, I think, some of the most fun is to be like, oh, well, what does this barrel taste like that they put this beer in?
Yeah.
Gives you a little context. Yeah. Well, yeah. So we were at Revolution's tap room. We're on Kedzie for this. Good little turnout for that. They had empanadas going. And then the bar system, the way they do this is amazing. Like, it's so fast. It's set up so well. It's cash only. Everything's kind of already poured. So you just, what is it, $7?
Yeah, $7 a pop.
And you just go.
Yeah. I like the line for the package stuff is coming up through one of the docks on the side of the building. And then the line to get into the tap room is a different line. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's not the insanity. So like Boss Jacket all sold out that night in packaging. But you don't have to worry about that if you're coming just for the pours.
Yeah.
Which I was a fan of that.
Yeah.
The first thing that gets played out at most of these things is waiting in line for some fucking beer.
Yeah.
Like every a bottle release. It's like, oh, look at us. We're all in line. Yay, us. Right? That gets old.
And you're kind of over it, and you end up getting like 2 pours of something fast, and then you don't care. But no,
I have had some amazing line experiences, and sometimes they're fun. But in general, I probably want to do that maybe once a year max.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what'd you try at Rev?
First thing I went for was, I think, the XOD Rye. There's a double barrel, right?
Was that the Sanctuary
number 6?
Okay.
XOD Rye in the back at the Freedom Bar.
There are a lot of letters happening.
All the letters, the best letters, all the letters.
An outsider would be I am very confused when you're like VSOD or DBVOS, and you're like, what?
Because Hennessy, we went to the Hennessy party the night of the Goose Island Dock party. We went to the Hennessy thing.
Yeah.
And they created the XO category. XO is just extra old, and it was something that they were serving just for their friends, like the distiller, right?
Okay.
So XO is a thing. And then Rev's taking it to they got it in a different gear.
And double barrel's a thing.
Double barrel's a thing, and XO's a thing. Now you got XO double barrel rye. And let me tell you something. Like the night before, Pork Chop. That's the name of that joint.
Oh, Pork Chop.
Pork
Chop
Chop
was good.
After 9, every night a week. You go in there, half off the whiskey.
I don't think it's not. It might not be there.
I think it closed.
Yeah.
Fuck. I said all that. Now it's fucking closed.
Yeah, it was good though.
They threw too
That's
much.
how they. That's why they went under. They're like industry night every night. We're out of money. We gotta close.
Shit, man, we gotta shut it down. The night before, they had something called Boss Ryway Select Cuvée de Grace
Ooh.
on draft. Right. So it's a single Whistle Pig, the Boss Hog, Black Prince, which is different from the Spirit of Mauve. But
what
they
are they doing with these day before releases?
That's what I said. So I rolled in there on a Thursday, and I was like, nope, it's already gone. Because, you happen to glance at their menu, and you're like, well, wait a second, what's this?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess I'm going now. Yeah, but it was gone.
You want the cool stuff? You gotta go to the brewery every day.
Yeah. So it sounds like the preview to this party was Boss Ryway Select Cuvée de Grace, and if I got this right, it's a blend of VSOR with Straight Jacket that they finished in Boss Hog, the Black Prince barrel. There's a lot going on. They're teaching me about the Whistle Pig because I know it I know the name, but I can't tell you I've ordered it before. And then they're a crew out of Vermont. They're not from Kentucky like most distilleries are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that was just a precursor. I don't even think that was on. Clearly, it was gone. So here on tap, what did
Right.
I think you had Death by Currants.
Yeah. And I had the coffee one, the cafe.
Oh, VSOD Cafe.
Yeah, that was excellent and was the first beer to go of the night.
Yeah, we saw Andrew Osserman, who we know from Goose.
Right.
And then he said he just finished doing a stint at Four Loko.
Yeah.
Which is separate from the whole AB thing, I think.
I
That's what
believe so, yeah.
Sounded like.
Yeah, so chatted with him for a little bit.
Yeah, and then it sounded like he was talking to the brewers who said, they got the keg and they loaded it. They got the keg of VSOD and loaded it the day of with this coffee.
Yeah, and you gotta shake it up, otherwise.
Right.
That's way too much coffee at the top.
Yeah, everyone in the first few pours get all the coffee, and they'll be sick, and then everyone else will be like, I don't know. They said it was coffee. I don't get it.
That beer was good. Currants, which we probably have a can of, which was in the
Yeah.
which was in the series, the first release, probably, right?
I think it was last year.
Oh.
Plums was in the first release this
Plums. Currants.
year. Was last year's version of the Plums, basically.
It was kind of too sweet.
Spongy is what
Spongy.
Darth Hall, we met him that night. He said, yeah, it's too spongy.
Spongy.
funny.
Yeah, I just thought it was. I didn't need the whole glass of it. Like I would have been fine splitting it with someone, or it was just a lot. I felt sticky after drinking it.
How big are these cups they're giving you? It's not quite a 12-ounce thing. It's more like an 8, right?
I thought they were 6 ounces
Are they 6 ounces?
because the cups were 7, so they weren't going up all the way.
Yeah.
So it was
About 6 ounce
about $1 something an
So
ounce.
it kind of makes sense at this thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit gets weird at this thing.
You don't need people having more than that.
Yeah. So super efficient, cash only. You roll in, cups are pre-poured, and it works, man. You see a lot of people at this thing.
Yeah.
And it's busy, it's cracking, it's winter. We're all in here with our coats on, but for some reason, it all seems to work. Like I didn't feel pressed.
No.
I wasn't like frustrated. Like I was actually I was very chill up in there. I was very comfortable.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Yeah, and we talked about this a little bit with Zoller. It's like I really dig that, they're the only ones that could challenge Goose for their throne in Chicago as barrel-aged kings. And not only are they the only ones that could, but then I think they actually have a format that works a lot better than just the Black Friday. Black Friday is kind of a forgettable thing at this point, in part because Rev's coming out of here with like 3 beers every other month for like 3-4 months. And then you go, and then there's variants on those beers.
Yeah, I think Goose would question your forget that it's a thing. They got people waiting in line, and they're making more and more of that beer. So
that's true. Locally, because you're right. Goose does have lines everywhere. And people still go nuts. I mean, I haven't went out and got some.
Yeah, see,
Yeah. That's true.
I have a friend. He's in Boston area. He picked up like 7 bottles of regular because he likes it so much, and he was like excited to see it. And I'm like, yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Cool, man, but glad you like it. Like, it's good. It's a good beer. I was like, he's like, oh, I got 7. I was like, oh, well, you got all 7 variants? Because Chicago had 8, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, did 7 make it out? I think only 6 made it out, really.
Because Prop was a local thing.
Yeah, so, yeah, it would have been 7. And I was like, damn, you got 7, all 7 variants? He's like, no, 7 regulars. I was like, oh, all right.
Hey, if you like what you like, man.
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah, I think Goose would have a thing to say about your...
Forgettable is a strong word. But I think we have what we have done. Well, I've been to 2 of these 3. I've been to 2 of the 3 Deepwoods releases, and they ran kind of smooth. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they got 1 more in January, and this will be the biggie.
I think Cuvée de Grasse and their 10-year beer.
Damn.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Oh, you were saying we were talking about the Whistle Pig and how a lot of these breweries, like this is a $500 bottle of whiskey, but then a lot of these breweries, I don't know how they arrive at this $500 price point.
Or the distilleries.
Or distilleries, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're not necessarily making the whiskey; they're finishing the whiskey.
Yeah, Angel's Envy was like that. Angel's Envy built their space in 2016, but from 2012 to 2016, they were sourcing.
Okay.
And it sounds like a lot of these distilleries, they get a source product already, and then they'll finish it at their place. Yeah, or they'll make changes to the source juice, if you will. Right.
Yeah, there's a middleman distiller with warehouses and warehouses of juice, whiskey juice everywhere.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Did you hit up anything else?
Cheers to the Will's Northwoods Tavern. There was Benthic on tap there. Benthic and Big Hugs. So apparently when you talk to the Half Acre guys, each one of the sales guys got to pick a place where they could have a keg of vanilla Benthic pour. Yeah, and it sounds like in-house sales guys, not like the distributors. Each of the in-house sales guys get to pick a spot where they could throw a party around vanilla Benthic and Big Hugs.
Oh, that's kind of awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
so bourbon barrel aged Hugs was there, vanilla Hugs was there, and vanilla Benthic was there.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was a full takeover. It was an invasion because there was a Guinness on draft, but the other 8 were Half Acre beers.
That's pretty damn good. Okay.
That's good. 8 out of 9. That's pretty good.
I've never heard of this spot either.
Same. It wasn't on my radar at all. So this is like Racine and like just south of Fullerton. No, sorry, just south of Belmont.
Oh.
It's like 30,000 north.
Okay.
Whatever street that is.
Nice.
Kind of in the middle of the neighborhood. Right. It was cool. So there's you walk in, it's a Wisconsin bar. So they're rolling cheese curds and, fish fries and, New Glarus, gigantic tackards on the walls.
Mm-hmm.
You roll in, there's a front bar. Then it's like a den. You roll in, there's a front bar, there's a back bar, and then there's this patio. But the patio's all covered. So the patio just feels like a third bar.
Oh, okay.
There's heat blowing in. Everything's nicely done. This is a cool spot, man.
Damn.
Yeah. So we saw Eric from Half Acre there, and he was telling us about that's what he said, hey, this is the kind of thing we're doing around town. And it's just a cool space. And he happened to be there in the summer. And he's like, man, you know what would be dope is if this place sealed up and we could throw a Big Hugs party here. And then they said, actually, that's exactly what we do. We seal it up. She was like, we're done. We're doing it here.
All right. That's awesome.
Yeah, so cheers to those guys, man. BA Hugs is nice. Vanilla's a little nicer.
Okay.
And then Benthic. You get to experience the power of Benthic when you have it next to these other stouts.
Right. How did it compare to
You
Big
pick
Hugs?
it up right away. If they're all 3, same glass, same, liquid looks the same, 3 glasses all the same. You pick up that Benthic, you know it's Benthic. You don't have to, you might wonder what the other 2 are. You ain't got to wonder what Benthic is.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Vanilla Benthic. So vanilla Benthic is toasted coconut and vanilla.
Okay.
Barrel aged. Where Benthic is toasted coconut, coffee.
Oh.
And a barrel. Yeah. So they omit the coffee in the vanilla version. I think they just want you to just experience that vanilla with the coconut.
Yeah.
I need some more of this stuff, man. I hope it might be still there.
Really?
I mean, this place was so low key, man.
Oh, the bar. I was
bar.
thinking like bottle or cans. I was like, what?
Nah, I think that's
cans?
gone, yeah. But it was a good time, man. Cheers to them, man.
Cool.
I ended up at Crafted out in the deep South Burbs.
Oh, okay. Is that a bar?
It's a beer bar out there.
Beer bar. Okay.
Yeah. So the Average Joe's podcast, those guys are
That's
heavily, they're closely affiliated. Because when you go in, they got all these collabs, either with Average Joe's or with Crafted. But it's got his face on it with the beard, kind of red with the glasses.
All right.
And there's a huge wooden sign of his podcast there. It's home of the Average Joe podcast.
Damn, we need a home of.
Yeah, we need a spot because this place reminds you of Beer Miscuous. It's maybe not as big, but it's got that feel, or the empty bottle, or whatever, the open bottle. It kind of feels like one of those spots where it's like a hardcore, nerdy. There's Pure Project in there. There's stuff from there's More on tap. Places don't just have More on tap.
Right.
Yeah, it was just a focus on heavy suburban focus, heavy local focus. I think Death by Cherries was on from 2017.
Shit. Okay.
So I'm like, yeah, I'll have one of those.
That.
Yeah. So it was a cool spot. So cheers to those guys.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's all I did, man.
Cool. The only other spot I hit up was Marz again.
Back to back.
I had to get that gift card. They had it this time, which I'm sure they had it last time. And the lady just didn't want to look for me. But that's fine.
Yeah.
Not as busy as the previous time, but there was a good amount of people there. Ended up grabbing another one of their hazes.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. I think I'm good on Marz for like a while.
Marz quota
Yeah.
has been met.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I decided I didn't grab any beer to go because I knew I'd be out at Noon Whistle or more. So I was like, we did Marz last week. We can't double down on Marz.
Yeah.
So yeah, always good. It's it feels, now that I've gone twice in basically a week,
Yeah.
it feels very quick and easy to get to now. Like I'm like, oh, all right, that's no problem.
It's just off,
Well, it's real easy to just take Ashland to 35th Street.
Yeah. I'll just take Ashland down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Where'd you go to Marz?
Marz and more.
Oh yeah, that's right.
More Marz. Cool.
Oh, the Marz boys, not the Marz boys, the Moore guys were saying how they're gonna they got their eye on, well, I think all 3 locations have been decided. Well, the Huntley one is for sure decided.
Okay.
Because that's what caused the brewery to split. It was like,
He
hey,
was
we're
like,
open.
I don't know where Huntley is. I'm out.
But there's another location too. I want to say like Naperville, somewhere between Villa Park and Huntley. Whatever yeah.
Oh, Naperville. Interesting.
Yeah, but
So most going to have a whole competition then. But yeah, don't know that for sure. Cool. Well,
Yeah.
what's coming up this week, this weekend? It's almost Christmas.
Yeah.
We're a week till Christmas here, basically.
Yeah. Might Meets Right is coming up here. That's at
From Temperance.
At Temperance, man. So you can roll in there and you can get one of 4. So there's the OG. These are a Heaven Hill Barrel Aged Stout from Temperance.
Okay.
La Sorpresa. That's the one with like cinnamon and vanilla and dried chilies, that sort of thing. The new ones this year are hot cocoa and then coconut almond.
So can you buy like Spiteful little mixed 4-packs?
Yeah, I think there's a limited number of variety 4-packs. Yeah. And then you can do this online or at the brewery.
Oh, you can do it online? That's pretty cool.
So
that's Saturday?
that's Saturday at noon. Yeah, little Might Meets Right, little Evanston, Illinois.
I might need to go up to Evanston this weekend.
I went last year, I think.
You did?
Yeah,
For this?
yeah. You know, like you said, you do your Evanston thing. You know, and then
Sketchbook? Temperance? You got the pig place?
Oh, yeah, Peckish Pig.
Pig's Pig.
Peckish Pig is like, you know.
I was thinking like Whiskey Pig. Whiskey Pig was in my
Oh,
head.
yeah, Whistle Pig. Yeah.
It was.
There was a brewery called Midnight Pig. It
Yeah.
might still be in effect.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's another pig too. Pig Mines
Oh yeah.
out in Rockford. Vanilla Bitch Slap is their top selling beer. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's working out real well for them. Well, they took that Finch money and been laughing for days. Oh, that's like mine.
It's a lot of mines, a lot of pigs, man. You know, Like Mines they were from Milwaukee. They came down. Finch bought them out. They went back to Milwaukee.
Okay.
That was Like Mines, yeah.
Not big mine.
Pig Mines out in Rockford. Vegan brew pub in Rockford.
Cool. All right.
Beer, man. That's some funny shit.
Nice. But yeah, that's the only event we saw. I'm sure there's plenty of other like Christmassy things. There's been lots of like holiday pop-ups. There was one at like Twisted Hippo the other week.
Oh, right on.
Been stuff like that going on. And then the Haymarket anniversary is coming up.
Maybe we'll get some Claire's in our life.
Yeah, Claire's is coming, but they have like they opened Christmas Eve,
I
right?
think you're right. Yeah.
That was it Christmas Day or Christmas Eve?
They do a nice spin on all their popular beers.
Yeah.
I might go over to Haymarket for that.
It's always a good spot. And they have beer. They have working man beer.
Yeah. They got beer, man. They got beer with a capital B.
Cool.
Chicago Craft Gin Week
Oh, that's right.
is this week. It's a very real thing. Started in 2012.
Makes it seem like it's not a thing.
When that's the first
This
sentence?
is a thing. I don't know.
I'm like, nah, I mean, I didn't think it wasn't. Now I'm starting to think it's not. No. So they have a beer this time around called Chicago Craft Gin Week. It's a saison aged in Sangiovese Puncheon barrels.
Which is a gin.
Hey,
Wait, gin's barrel aged?
is
There's barrel aged gin?
I think there is barrel aged gin. Yeah. This has limes, Rangpur limes, for 8 months.
Okay, and this
And
is
a
from Off Color.
Yeah, it's a wild ale.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and it's finished in a gin barrel, hand selected by the publican.
Right, that gin barrel,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Sounds good. It was on at Fobab, right?
Yes,
I missed it.
I like a nice gin. They're doing special gin cocktails all week at the Mousetrap.
Nice.
Trap.
You gonna try to make it over there?
I do like the Mousetrap. That'd be a good reason to go. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. Any other events happening? Anything else people should know about?
No, that's it this week, man.
Should we dive into a little bit of news?
Yeah.
On the Kings and Convicts story, I did get a number from somebody.
Okay.
What was this most recent number? That 75 million.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right. Because
Right.
we were thinking it's been somewhere between 10 and 100, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
75 is feeling pretty safe.
I'm good with that number. You know, I mean, for sure wasn't a billion. You know, and then I saw something that said part of the new plan would be to make Ballast Point in the new facility up in Wisconsin. Make it there. You know,
Okay.
because like even though they're in all 50 states, Ballast Point is really focused on like a handful, maybe like 10 or so.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
probably a good idea.
So that'd be interesting.
And then we talked about the cocktail thing from them a little bit. You know how when Constellation Brands bought them, they couldn't buy the cocktail part. So the cocktail part stayed with the founders.
Okay, I didn't know
Because
that.
I think it would have probably been some like weird legal rules that they couldn't have that and their other brands or whatever.
Yeah.
So then they made Cutthroat cocktails, which
I don't know. I don't think I know that. Do you know
which
that?
then they sold or they either make now for AB InBev.
Damn.
So those guys,
This is a little double dip in
yeah,
a major way.
yeah.
Man, good job by them. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell this company, and they're going to tell me I can't sell all of it. I can only sell 60% of it. So I'm going to sell the 60% for the most that any other brewery's ever gone for in this segment. And then I'm going to keep that other 40%, and then I'm going to sell that to the biggest brewery in the world.
Yeah, that's almost like
Oh, that's good.
Greg Hall's thing. Like, you know
Oh,
what?
yeah, 'cause-
my dad's going to sell this. I'll get a cut of this. Then I'll make this and sell him that.
God bless them, man. You know, that. Yeah. I need a documentary on that. Let's talk to those two cats and let's talk about all that entity, how you got from here to that.
Yeah, so
That's cool.
that's the never-ending Kings and Convicts story.
Such a fun story, man. So on March 28th up in Milwaukee, is something the world's been waiting for, Brad. All Fizzed Up. All Fizzed Up is a hard seltzer festival.
Whoa.
25 seltzer companies, over 100 varieties. All you need is $65. March 28th up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, man.
I would go to this. I don't want to pay to go to this. I am.
Bro, you going to the Seltzer Fest, bro?
I am intrigued.
DJs will spin. There will be cocktails, wine, and beer. $65, and Turner Hall is a ballroom.
So this is just a drinking thing.
This party's gonna
This is
fuck.
a party.
We should
It's
go.
a party.
We should go to this, man. This thing's gonna be great.
Get some media tickets. Let's do this.
Yeah, man. Finally in news, man. Phase 3 is in the news. The third phase, man. They announced a ambassadors program where you can basically buy futures into their beer releases. So for the low price of $300, you can get 8 exclusive bombers of barrel-aged beer from 4 releases and 2 bottles of non-barrel-aged.
So they kind of have what beguiles like CSA and Sketchbook CSA kind of thing
Yeah.
in a sense, but really you're just acting as a Kickstarter for Phase 3.
Yeah.
Like, I think the CSAs make a little more sense at Sketchbook and Beguile. They're an established brand. They don't need your money, but they're offering you something if you want to guarantee if you're always going to be buying their beer. Phase 3 needs your money.
Yeah, because right now they're brewing at Lake Zurich.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're 300 plus taxes and fees. Make sure I read that right. Yeah, you get 1 bomber of non-barrel aged. You get 8 bombers of barrel aged for your 300. And then you have the right to pre-order other public releases at their discretion.
Doesn't everyone have the right to?
Everyone does have the right to. Well,
But they are saying...
not the right to pre-order. Though.
Oh, that's
not the right to pre-order. So this gives you the right to pre-order. Yeah. So, but yeah, like you said, like Half Acre does that on some releases. They do it on Hook. They do it on Benthic. Just the pre-order part where you can buy it all up front if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then other like even Hubbard's Cave, the Unani guys, there's a program, Grand Le Mans, I think it's called, for the sour stuff. You can buy a whole calendar year worth of beer up front, and it gives you, you get dibs on barrel aged stuff first.
Oh, so 9 beers, $300.
Yeah, 8 barrel aged, 1 knot for 300.
That
Bombers. So let's do some Chicago Beer Pass math here real quick.
is that worth it? You get that.
And then you get the right. So you get 9 beers for $300 and the right to buy other beers. So what's that, 300? And 9 beers?
Yeah.
$33 a bomber.
That's steep, right?
It's a little stiff. The barrel aged stuff, if you got a barrel aged bomber from them, I'm guessing that's going to set you back 25 anyway, right? This avoids you getting up at 9 a.m. on Saturday to go hang out in the rain at Beer Temple.
Yeah. If you do it, you like Phase 3 a lot, and you just want to make sure you have these.
Boom, you done. There's a spin on that Rev does. Well, yeah, because if you they have a program where if you spend, I want to say $600 with them over the year, that they'll set aside the entire year of Deepwoods for you.
Oh, okay.
Like, hey, don't worry about hanging out in line. Don't worry about picking it up that weekend. You come whenever you want. It is set aside for you, all of them, for the $600.
But you still got to buy
You
it.
still got to buy them. Yeah. You still got to buy them, but the skipping the line.
It doesn't seem that hard for someone to spend $600 there. Like, you could just pick up the tab with your friends sometimes, and they could get you back, too.
Yeah, I bought 2 coffee cups. That was $20.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You go dinner 6 times.
yeah. Boom, you're close.
How do you get this card?
Oh, they just give you the card. You go in and ask for the card.
Oh, okay.
It's good. The hardest part is everybody with the card forgets to pull it out when they buy stuff.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
You need an app.
yeah. You'd have to remind you.
Or give me an app to, like...
Oh, give them the app,
Yeah,
and then
just,
it
like,
links to
let
your
me-
card.
Yeah, just let me, like, NFC it or whatever it is.
Yeah, and then your card is just your hard copy, but you can do all your transactions on your app.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get you closer to skipping the line. That's
Well,
for sure.
then maybe they don't want people to actually do it.
No, we won't just skip the line. We want you to forget we gave you this card. I've been to Rev like maybe 3 times just to drink. Yeah, I've never used that card.
Okay.
I just always forget. So.
All right. Nice. Is that it? All the news?
That's it, man.
All the show? All right. That's going to do it for this pre-Christmas episode of Chicago Beer Pass. Not sure. We might be back next week. We got Christmas and New Year's.
Happy
we got
holidays.
We got to figure this out. We'll be back very soon with another episode. But Nick, where can people find you? Get in touch when we're not here.
Right on, man. I'm on Twitter at Nicosio.
And I'm on Twitter at BRAD, Chicago Beer Pass, Twitter, Instagram. You can see like 10 Marz photos from the past couple weeks on there. And then website, chicagobeerpass.com. All the episodes are posted there. Links to iTunes, Stitcher, the YouTube version as well. Yeah. Take care.
Cheers.